Our next Alumni Fellow is Judge Gwynne Birzer from the School of Law. She lives in Wichita and is a magistrate judge for the United States District Court for the District of Kansas. She manages an average docket of 200 cases during the discovery and pretrial phases of criminal and civil litigation and handles numerous consent to trial by magistrate judges. Judge Birzer was appointed to the bench in 2015. She previously practiced law in the public and private sector in Topeka and Wichita. Judge Judy Robinson said, "I know you have always been a wonderful supporter and ambassador for Washburn, including encouraging and mentoring law students. The same devotion and allegiance given to your important work as a United States Magistrate Judge you give to fostering and shaping the next generation of lawyers." Judge Birzer is a Federal Magistrate Judges Association representative and a member of the Honorable Wesley E. Board of Governors. She volunteers with the Wichita Arts Council, Music Theater Wichita, and the Stepstone and Dear Neighbor Ministries. Retired Washburn Dean of Students, Meredith Kidd said, "You had 4 primary details which were your sources of strength: family, academics, community, and career. You addressed those factors maximally, and after you graduated from law school, I would leave you alone, as we would call asking you to share your life and career experience with our students during our pre-legal education workshops. You did so selflessly. I have spent the past 32 plus years watching you ascend, and I am so proud to know and share with you." Washburn classmate and Washburn's Director of Diversity and Inclusion, Danielle Dempsey Swope, said, "I remember you set high standards for yourself and often shared your career goals. I am not surprised you have reached every single goal, including becoming a distinguished member of the federal bench." Gwynne, on behalf of the Alumni Association and School of Law, we are pleased to honor you a Washburn Alumni Fellow.
Makes me a little bit emotional to hear people say all these things about us. I wrote my stuff. So thank you, President Farley and Dean Pratt and the Alumni Association, and then the law school rock stars, Robin Mosher and Donna, Professor Leisinger, Professor Matthews, and Dean Holmes, for making this thing possible. The law professors that Socratically and theoretically change lives in a good way, I think, on a daily basis. And of course, the Washburn law students that are here today. Thank you all for coming. So I want to give my heartfelt congratulations to the other fellows that are being honored, and I have no doubt that Washburn had a positive impact on your lives as it did mine. So to my guests, I want to say thank you for saying yes to be here with me today. It means a lot to me. My husband and son were not able to come today. My husband's in class shaping young minds and encouraging them to consider law school. And my son had better be in geometry. So that I can send him to Washburn. So that's where he needs to be. So, you know, even though it's a bit weird not being here with family, it is great to be with family here today. We left Topeka to move to Wichita in 2004, some 17 years ago, and you all know what happens when you meet that special person in your life. It happens to be someone who I met at Washburn. And months ago, I was sitting in my friend Sherry's apartment, and I saw a commercial that came on TV, and it said, "Why Washburn?" And I began to reflect on that. And as I look out at my guests here today, I can vividly remember the first time that I met each of you. And I probably would not have met any of you had it not been for my time here in Topeka and at Washburn. And so each of you I met during an inspiring time of my life, and you all continue to be an inspiration to me today. And so I'd like to introduce to you my guests that are here at my invitation, and at the end of the day, I think it will answer the question of why Washburn. So Washburn changed my life. In 1987, I was this young lady having graduated from junior college and wanting a bright future, but not exactly sure how I would get there. One thing was for sure, when I came here, I knew I wanted to be a lawyer. So I found a church, and I began to pray about that. Then I happened upon an organization of African American women on this very campus that was public service driven. And I was invited to pledge Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, to which I remain a member today. So that's where I met Tammy Hall and her mother, and other members of the sorority. Most, if not all, were Washburn graduates. So thank you for coming today, Tammy, and being a part of my lifetime commitment to public service. Then fast forward to high school, where I met a beautiful young woman who was just as driven as I was. We were able to figure out that Professor Gregory Pease cracked us up. Professor Nancy Maxwell knew family law like the back of her hand. Professor Loretta Moore had our best interests at heart. And Professor Griffin, he was just plain hard. But we didn't give up, did we, Danielle? You know, we trekked between Washburn and Caden for that bar exam, and we passed it. So thank you for being here today, and thank you for being my friend for all these years. Now, we all know that all work and no play makes a person pretty boring. That was pretty true about me. So I had friends outside of law school that meant just as much to me then and today as they did then. And one of those friends is Kelly. And we met in Topeka when I was studying for the bar exam, and we have remained friends to this day. And you know you have a friend if she would agree to come work for you and still be your ride or die. So Sherry, I want you to know how much your friendship means to me, and I really appreciate you being here today. And then Chief Judge Robinson, thank you for your wonderful comments. You won't even remember this or know this because the first time I saw you, it was your special day. And in 2001, every African American female attorney in Topeka learned about your appointment to the federal bench, and you were the first African American appointed to the federal bench. So we were wanting to not really beg, borrow, or steal, but beg, borrow, or steal invitations to get in to see you sworn in at PPAC. And we were willing to cut work and everything else to see this monumental thing that happened in Kansas to one of us. And then your elevator moved down, and it did. And then it happened to me, and you were there, and you were still there. And I truly appreciate your mentorship. I really do. So thank you for being my elevator. All right, now Jade left because she had to go to work, which is important. And I've known Jade since she was born, but I really didn't know the woman that she would have become until we started talking about law school and moving to Topeka from Atlanta to attend Washburn Law. So I was just wanting to say to her that I was proud of the courage for her to move away from home, get caught in the pandemic, thrive in law school, and work as a prosecutor. So it goes by so quickly, and she's going to become a promising young woman. And then there's Dean Crack, who just gives everybody their promise. And it's a beautiful thing to see an African American dean representing Washburn. Your accomplishments thus far has made me a proud alumni. It's people like you who can show, not tell law students what they can be and how they can excel. I constantly see you on a national platform representing Washburn, and I am elated, just elated about the new law school. But you've also recognized my talents and profession, and I really appreciate you for that, for this recognition today. So each of you here today with me, and you helped shape who I am. And I wanted to take this opportunity to recognize that. Coming to Washburn changed my life for the better. And I'll never forget that. I remember it like it was yesterday. So why Washburn? Because Washburn inspires. So I guess if I had to change the commercial, because I am a judge, right? I would say, why